All right. Okay, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Mr. C of Mr. C's School Academy. I'm so sorry for the tardiness, guys. I was just trying to find something, and then at the last minute, I thought of something else for our lesson, and then there you have it. I am here late, but we are here nonetheless. So guys, welcomes, my senior friends. I hope everybody is having a great day so far. So it is time for your music session. And right now it's time for the Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy jingle. So if you know it, please sing along. Here we go. Time for school, time for music, time to learn together, we can do it. Learning is fun with Mr. C. And learning is fun, everybody. So let's get right down to it. So we have a couple of things. I Surrender All is the name of the hymnal that we're going to be doing today. Okay, so if you would, please by all means grab your tablets, or another page, get another screen in your computer, or grab your tablet, your phone, and do this Google search engine, I Surrender All lyrics, okay? And that is the name of the hymnal that we're going to be doing. And so those of you who have joined us before during our sessions, if you are new to this, let me explain. We always do hymnals at the beginning of every class, or pretty much before that class actually starts. I always pick hymnal for us to sing. That gets us in the right frame of mind before we start doing anything else, before we get into the core lesson. Okay, today's core lesson, by the way. Ooh, I got a little. My connection is unstable. Let me just double check my Wi-Fi. I don't want it to shut off on me, as it seems to be connected. It's just that little pop-up message. It's just an unstable, but I'm still here, so that is good. Okay, all right. So once again, we are going to be singing our hymnal, okay, I Surrender All, and that's something, again, that I like to do, get us in the right frame of mind of praising God before we do anything, okay, before we do anything specific and into our focus. Today's core lesson is going to be all about piano basics, okay? So in case you've never taken a piano lesson before, today we're going to, and when I say basic, I mean really basic, guys. We're going to learn all about where the notes, or how the notes have letter names, and where they're located on the piano, okay? When we look at a piano keyboard, or a piano in itself, we get very confused right away if we don't know what we're doing, right? If we've never seen it. So we're going to identify the notes using letter names, as it is such to do when it comes to music, and we're going to identify them using a whiteboard, and also I just want to show you really quick. I happen to have a piano app. Okay, so if you can see, sort of. Okay, basically, what I would like you guys to do is that now this particular app that I got from my tablet, from my iPad, happens to be free, and I think it's called The Piano. That's the name of the actual app. Okay, a simulated piano such as this. Let me see if I could turn up the volume on this, so you guys can hear how real the piano actually sounds. Okay, see, even it flips wherever you have it, it'll flip. But as soon as I touch one of the keys, okay, any of the keys that I play, okay, once again, the piano app is a good idea to have, because this way, if you don't have a piano of your own, a keyboard of your own, then you can definitely get this for free, okay? And this way, again, you can learn to identify those notes very precisely, all right? I think I just, I needed something, and okay, there we go. All right, so once again, look into your Google, your Google Play Store, or your Apple, your App Store, okay, whatever kind of phone or tablets that you guys might have, okay? Look, you don't have to do it right this second, by the way. You don't have to do it right this second. If you can, then great, but you don't have to do it right this second, because, again, you can always go back to this video and replay it, and then go along with what we're doing. But for the most part, I'm going to use the whiteboard right behind me, so that you guys get to have a really good understanding of where each note is, okay? And then when you replay this video, when you get a chance with your piano app, then you'll be able to play along with this video, and then touch all the different notes, okay, so that you get to know what note is which, okay? All right, guys. So without further ado, and keep an eye on it, because I don't want, last time this happened, there was another time that this happened and I was disconnected completely where I had to start the video. I had to do it all over again. But no, everything seems to be. So personal shouts to, drum roll please, or ukulele roll. And the personal shout out belongs to Hugo Reyes. Hugo Reyes, this shout out is for you if you're watching. Hope you enjoy. And here's Hugo Reyes's Let's Do Some Music with his personal shout out from me to Hugo Reyes. If you are wanting to have your own personal shout out, check out the details below about getting your own personal shout out from me to you, where I can add your name into that little jingle that I just did. And so once again, look into the details to find out more about getting your own personal shout out at the beginning of every class. Also check out the details regarding private lessons, and also regarding teacher coaching, music teacher coaching and teacher coaching, especially for homeschooling parents. Okay, check out the details below regarding that. Learn about the many services and benefits that Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy has to offer. Okay, all right, everybody. So let's do our stretches, ladies and gentlemen. Let's sit up nice and straight. We are about to sing our hymnal, okay? And let's do our stretches. Everybody reach up into the sky as high as you can. Reach, 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 reach. Okay, as high as you can. If you can go only this far, please stay right there, okay? But reach as high as you can and let it drop. And everybody rotate the shoulders right now. Rotate them. There we go. Feel that nice massage in the stretch. Excellent. And now everybody rotate them forward. Ooh, very good. Okay, everybody, now let's start rotating our necks in a circle very slowly. Not go too fast. Okay, and everybody rotate in the other direction. All right, very nice. Everybody look all the way up, and look all the way down, and look all the way to your right, and all the way to your left, and tilt your head to the right. Tilt your head to the left, and shrug and hold, and let them drop. Shrug and hold, and let it drop. Okay, everybody put your arms out in front of you and start opening and closing your hands. Okay, nice and easy. Get that grip strength going. All right, and everybody now grip and hold. Hold that, squeeze, 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 and let it go, guys. Shake it out of it. Shake it. Don't shake too hard, okay? All right. And everybody stop right there and take a deep breath in through your nose. And by the way, when you take a deep breath, those of you who have joined us before, when we've been doing our vocal lessons, make sure we're using our diaphragmatic movement, okay? So we're going to, when we breathe in, now that we know our vocal techniques, right? I'm going to expect this every time, guys. So everybody, when you breathe in, stomach goes out. When you breathe out through your mouth, stomach goes in. It's that opposite effect, okay? Watch me first real quick. It's going to go, stomach expands and stomach goes down, okay? Everybody, let's try it. Here we go. Breathe in, breathe out. Once again, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, great, guys. Here we go. Let's get right into it. So it is time again. If you guys managed to get those lyrics, I surrender all. We are going to sing that right now. Today, I'm going to use my guitar for this. Okay. All right, here we go, everyone. So I surrender all. Now, the reason I chose this particular hymn, it's an old hymn, okay? And I surrender all, okay, kind of says it in the title there, okay? Basically, who are we surrendering to? You know, sometimes surrender has a negative connotation to that, but no, not in this case, because we're surrendering to God, to Jesus Christ, our one and only Savior. He is the one that we are surrendering to, because he's the one who has all our best interests well in hand. He is the one who has our lives in hand. We are able to do what we can do because of him, because of God Almighty. So that's why I chose that particular song. And so pay attention to the lyrics, okay, as we are about to sing. And, you know, think about God. Think about, you know, What are we surrendering to? Yeah, once again, to God Almighty, because He is the one that has control of everything. He is the reason why we're here. Okay, so here we go. I surrender all. Sing along as best as you can. And here we go. All to Jesus I surrender. All to Him I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him, in His presence daily live. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus I surrender. Humbly at His feet I bow. Worldly pleasures all forsaken. Take me, Jesus, take me now. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus I surrender. Make me Savior, wholly Thine. Let me feel Thy Holy Spirit. Truly know that Thou art mine. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus I surrender. Lord, I give myself to Thee. Fill me with Thy love and power. Let Thy blessing fall on me. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus I surrender. Now I feel the sacred flame. Oh, the joy of full salvation. Glory, glory is His name. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. And that was I surrender all. Okay, hopefully you like that. Hopefully you were able to keep up. Give yourselves a round of applause if you were able to do that. Great job, everybody. And if you weren't, that's okay. Like I always say, go back to this video, press play, have your lyrics handy with you, and just sing along. Okay, guys? Okay, so that is I Surrender All once again. And let's right now get down to it. If you by any chance were able to get your piano apps handy, okay, if you were able to do that, then have it handy, have it ready right now. Okay, go right to it and make sure you when you click on it, when you press it, whatever, make sure you have it ready. And so we're going to be looking at the diagram behind me on the whiteboard, and we're going to be learning to identify all the notes on the piano. Okay, when I say all, okay, I don't mean every single note per se. Okay, we're going to start very basically for the most part with the white keys. I think giving whatever the time gives us, by the way, I might actually move on to the black keys as well because they're just as important. Okay, but we're going to learn very basically just how to identify the notes. Okay, and this is great because last week we were doing a lot of just vocal training, right? Well, vocalists also rely on the piano as well, having some knowledge of the piano. And when I say some knowledge, I don't mean just ability to play. That's a good thing too. If you can manage that and manage to get piano lessons, and somewhere along the line, guys, by the way, I will be doing some basic piano techniques, okay, things like that. But for now, we're just going to worry about really just identifying those notes, which will be a very great help if you're ever reading sheet music, okay, and needing to find where those pitches are. You can automatically go up to any piano and just play it, so long as you pay attention to this right now. Okay, so I'm going to stand up. Okay, I'm going to readjust my camera. Okay, and I think I'm going to do some readjusting or movement of the board. Give me 1 sec. All right. I'll bring it in a little closer so that we can see better. Okay. Okay, I think that should do it. Okay, so here's my little kind of shoddy drawing. I would hope that I'm a good enough music teacher, but as far as art is concerned, as far as drawing, okay, as you can see, but I did my best. I did as best as I could to simulate or show you a visual of what a piano looks like for the most part. So this is all freehand, by the way. So if you're impressed, thank you very much. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, or anything if you're impressed with my drawing. Okay, but in any event, here's how it goes. So basically, I want you to look for a couple of things. Okay, for the most part, obviously the bars over here. Okay, I drew this big rectangle, and the bars over here, or every key, I should say, they represent the white, okay, as such as it is, okay? And then meanwhile, you have the, this was all drawn in green because my marker ran out, my black marker ran out, okay? So I had to use the green, okay? But in any event, the bolded keys over here at the top would represent the black keys, okay? We're going to focus on the white keys first, which are known as our natural notes, okay? So let me just write it up top. White keys equal natural notes, okay? While the black keys, I'm going to write that as well, black keys on the piano, they equal sharps, which look like this. They look like these hashtag number signs, however you want to say it, okay? The sharps in parentheses, in the parentheses, they look exactly like that. They look like hashtag or number signs, okay? However you look at that. But they are the sharps and the flats. And the flats, and in this parentheses, I kind of wrote a lowercase b there, okay? So here we go. So again, black keys represents the sharps slash, I'm going to say slash, flats, flatted notes, okay? And basically those are known as your accidentals, your different notes that actually take on a half a step higher or a half a step lower, depending from the natural notes, depending on what you're looking at on the sheet music, okay? But that's a lot of information that I just put, even right now, that little bit that I just said is a lot of information that I just put out, okay? So that is basically, for the most part, I'm going to explain it further on the next video, okay? But for the most part, we're going to stay with the natural notes, which are the white keys, okay? We're going to stay with that, okay? They're the easiest, definitely, as far as to identify and to remember. If we take a look at a couple of things, first of all, let's notice about the keyboard, about the piano keyboard, and just kind of bringing our attention to the black keys again. The black keys, you know, the keys that are bolded green over here, okay, they go in patterns of 2 and 3, okay? If you ever look at any regular piano keyboard, okay, not drawn as badly as this right here, okay, but you're going to see patterns of 2 and 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, going all the way down, okay? That's how it always goes, okay? Now, let's imagine, for our sake, let's imagine that this is the middle, this area right here, where the 2 black keys are, okay? That is the middle of the piano, the very middle of a piano keyboard, okay? So let's imagine that, okay? So this is the middle side right here with this group of 2 black keys, okay? When we look at the white key, just before the 2 black keys here, the white key right over here, that we're going to label as an uppercase C, okay? That is actually known as our middle C, okay? So I'm going to write it over here on the bottom. Middle, okay? Middle C. It takes on the title of middle C, all right? Now why? Okay, just like I said before, I did use the word middle, okay, to identify where our 2 black keys are, these particular ones. Forgetting about the ones over here or the ones over here, these are the 2 black keys in the middle of the piano, okay? So therefore that earns this particular C note, okay, as middle C, okay? Now why middle C? Why this one? And by the way, this is the only note in the entire piano or in the entirety of music, okay, that gets that title. And the reason being is because it's literally the very middle note, the midway point between all the high notes and all the low notes. Notice in the direction that I pointed, okay? If you are facing the piano keyboard right now, okay, and you found the middle of the piano where your 2 black keys are and your middle C is right there and the white key just before it, okay? Okay, that very midpoint, that midpoint note right there is the very dividing note from the right side, okay? So towards the right side of your piano is basically the higher range of notes. Okay, these are all the higher range, okay? Which, just as a point of fact, okay, is also on a piece of sheet music is also, I should say, identified through this particular symbol. You might have seen that before, okay? That is known as a treble clef, okay? So if on a piece of sheet music, you actually see this particular symbol, okay? Basically, from middle C and towards the right of the piano, those are your higher range of notes, in which case you would be looking at music that is written for the treble clef, okay? Say that word, treble, or the 2 words really, treble clef, okay? So the treble clef notes are all played in the right hand on the right side of the key of the piano keyboard from middle C and on, okay? Meaning the higher range of notes, okay? Now, here's the difference here. So we're going right now to middle C again, and I'm going to focus your attention over here with an arrow towards the left. This is the left side of your piano keyboard, okay, which is now known as the lower pitch or the lower range of notes. This is the lower range, okay? Now, if you were to identify this on sheet music where you would have to read certain notes in the lower range, which means you're going to be using your left hand to play those notes on the piano, okay? Those would be identified okay, as the notes in what is known as, take a look at this symbol. It is known as the bass clef. I'm gonna write that there, bass, B-A-S-S, second word clef, okay? So this is your bass clef. It kind of looks like a hook with two dots. You might have seen this particular symbol before as well, okay? Just as point of decoration, same as the treble clef. But again, the bass clef signifies the lower range of notes which are played on the left-hand side of your piano, from middle C and left, towards the left, or lower, okay? Everybody understand that? Okay, so again, middle C, you may as well think of middle C as the equator on a global map, right? On a global map, okay, you have the equator, which is the latitude, the latitude line that separates the northern from the southern hemisphere, okay? Middle C is the same way for those higher range and the lower range of notes. The very middle note, the very center note, okay, that's neither high nor low, really. It might be higher in comparison to the other notes, okay, but again, it's the very middle note that allows us to actually find our way, which is very interesting, okay? We identify middle C first because middle C is really our best friend in the whole world. Whenever we're lost on the piano or on the sheet music, middle C is going to be our friend where we find our way. And basically, if you think about it, geographers or people who read maps try to find coordinates, latitude and longitude. What is the very thing that pretty much helps them find their way, to find coordinates on a map? It is that equator. It is that very center line that divides the northern and the southern hemisphere, okay? That very center line is the very thing that when they're lost, that's where they work off from. They stem off from there, from that equator line, okay, on the map. So middle C is very important to know just firsthand, okay? By the way, also remember that our musical alphabet always goes, I'm going to write it up in the top corner here, it's from A through G, okay? So our musical alphabet goes from A through G. Okay, it always goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it continues on again. So basically right after G, there's no such thing as an H note, an I note, a J note, okay? It just starts all over again at A. So it just continues on, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it starts from very low and keeps going up higher, okay? So case in point, let's identify the other notes, okay? From middle C, we're gonna go towards the right here. We're going to go towards the right, and here is our, right after C, naturally in the alphabet would be a D, okay? After that, the next note, the next white key, there's our E. After that is our F. And by the way, if you happen to have your piano keyboard or your piano apps on your phones or tablets right now, you could be playing these right now, finding middle C, two black keys in the center of the piano, and the white key is just before it. This would be your C, so you could tap on it and play it. C, and then say it as you're playing it. D, E, F. These are all the white keys, okay? And then right after F is G. Now, based on what we just learned, okay, it goes from A through G, right? Well, what would come after G? Starting all over, it would go right to A. And then right after A, B. And then right after B, watch this, C. Look at that, okay? This is our higher C, higher from the middle C. This is the higher C right after the middle C. This is what's known, I'm going to do a little bracket. This is what's known as an octave. Everybody say that word, octave, okay? Octave, O-C-T-A-V-E. It means 8 notes apart. It means 8 notes apart. Okay, that is the distance between your middle C and your high C. They are an octave apart. Okay, they are 8 notes apart. Basically, it's the same as singing. If you were starting from middle C and singing all the way up to high C, you would be singing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Just as we did when we were doing our solfege during our vocal. Okay, so you see how everything with that kind of fits right? So it would be middle C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, now that might not be the exact pitch on middle C. I'm just kind of singing it right there so that you get an understanding that this would be the same as do if we were in the key of C. Okay, but you see how we start? We started at middle C just to get our bearings when it comes to the piano. Okay, so if we were going, let's redirect going this way. Let's go towards the left. Here's middle C. What would come right before middle C? Think alphabetical order. It would be B, right? Then we go right before B, of course, A, right? So there's our A. We're going lower on the bass clef side of the piano, and then right before A, what is right before A? Is it Z? No, definitely not, because remember, as you know, our musical alphabet only goes from A through G. So if this is A, this must be G. Okay, before G, you have your F. Then before F, of course, you're going E backwards in the alphabet. Before E, you have your D. Before D, I know I kind of I drew this bar wrong, but I'm gonna fit it in. That's our C. This is our lower C from middle C. So from our middle C to our low C, that's what's that called again? An octave. There's our octave right there. 8 notes apart. Okay? From middle C to lower C. So we're essentially on that low side. Do, re, mi, fa, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then if I was to continue from there, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay? You see how that works? That is how the ranges kind of works. And it just kind of starts all over again. A through G is again the musical alphabet. Okay? And that's how it continues on. And notice, by the way, notice 2 black keys in the middle of the piano. There's middle C, right? The white key right before it. If you go further over here, 2 black keys. Look at that. Look at the pattern. 2 black keys, white key just before it. That is your high C. If we come on down over here towards the left side, look, 2 black keys, white key just before the 2 black keys. That is our low C. So every C, basically every octave, right, every C is located with a white key just before the 2 black keys, okay? This is why middle C, again, is so important, because now we can identify rather quickly where every note is, okay? Did everybody get this? Hey, guess what? If you didn't, if it's kind of going over your head right now, folks, okay, guess what? You can replay this video again. In fact, when you replay this video, take some notes. Why not? Okay? But also, or if you're not the kind of person that wants to take notes, then again, have your keyboard or your piano app, your free piano app ready, okay? And then what I'm writing down, tap those notes. Find them using this diagram that I just used. Find them and tap those notes so that this way you can be well aware of which note is which, okay? All right, I'm looking at the time, and guys, that is it. We are done for today. But again, replay this video so that this way you'll be able to find those notes rather easily. These were the natural, again, the white keys are known as the natural notes, okay? And we have spent our time just now working on identifying the natural notes, which are the white keys, everybody, okay? The next time we meet, we're going to be doing the black keys, okay? We're going to talk all about those accidentals, those sharps and those flats. What are they about? Stay tuned next week. Come back next week so that we can find out. We can sing our hymnals. We can do our shout out of our personal shout out of the day and everything. And you can find out exactly what those sharps and flats, those black keys, are all about. All right, everybody. Great job. Give yourselves a nice little round of applause for good work, everybody. Great job today. And guys, I just want to also remind everybody to subscribe to this Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. Just click the subscribe button and also click the notifications bell so that you are aware of the upcoming classes Okay, and also continue to like and share. Watch the videos, like and share the videos. Let everybody know about Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. And I thank you so very much for all of your support. My friends in Sri Lanka, my friends in Australia, my friends in the Philippines, and India, and China, and Japan, and the UK, as well as South America, and also the United States. Thank you very much, everybody, for your wonderful support in subscribing and viewing my channel, my content. Guys, I look forward to more classes, doing more of this stuff. I cannot wait. I will see you guys next week. And as always, I wish you happy practicing. Everybody, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.